Name 3 famous Belgians. I'll wait. When I was living in London in the 90s, that was the question everybody was always asking me when I explained that I had a Belgian background. Name 3 famous Belgians. And all the Brits thought it was so funny because they couldn't think of one single famous Belgian. They always came up with Hercule Poirot, which, well, he was a Belgian after all, but he was a fictional character. And then Tintin became famous as well. Or not became famous, but he re-emerged from his obscurity. And he's a fictional character too. And so are the Smurfs. Yes, 3 fictional Belgian characters. So, famous Belgians. I think there is a website out there saying, naming famous Belgians. And as a Belgian, I have to admit, some of them I haven't even heard of. But there's one famous Belgian, and that's why I am in Holland now. There's one famous Belgian that everybody thinks he's French. And the reason I'm bringing him up is because I am, as you can see, I am in Holland. Or maybe not as you can see, but as I'm telling you, I am in Holland. And Holland is, I have to say the Netherlands nowadays, because the government has decided it's called the Netherlands from now on. So Jack Brel wrote and sang a song called Le Plapé. And if anything is more true, then it's this. The Netherlands are a flat country. They're actually built underneath sea level, so they have to be really careful with water and keeping the water out. But that's a story for another day. First, let me enjoy the flat country, le plat pays. For a city boy, it's quite impressive, really, to see that there's actually that much green still out there in the world. Remember, I grew up in a country that was really densely populated in a very, very small space, a lot of people. And then you're in Holland and you think like, well, that's a small country too. And it's got about 11 million. The square footage isn't that big, but still, there seems to be loads and loads of space, which I love. And that's the weird thing about my visits to other countries. There's one point, it's a 2-part story really, isn't it? There's one part where I really enjoy this vastness, this emptiness, this quiet of nature. And then I need to balance that off with city life and go somewhere where there's people, where I can see people, where I can go to a supermarket, to a gym, to buy stuff, to be a consumer. There's one thing to be said about the Netherlands is that they are nether. They are very, very flat, very green. They're really enjoying my time here. But like I said, I need to offset that with some life, some action, some living, some people. waves, the wind, and it is lovely down here, but it's also, and I'm whispering, I shouldn't really whispering, I mean, that's a joke really, but Google has got their huge 1 trillion data center just around here somewhere. I'm sure it's stealth because I couldn't find it, but it is here. And another thing, across the water, this is where fiber optic connection between the US and Europe, mainland Europe, arrives. And this is this little place here. Could you believe it? I'm just looking at sheep. But there you go. Claim to fame. So, time to get to the city, the last big city before I enter Germany, and it's called Groningen. Groningen. That's how the Dutch pronounce it. It's with that that we all seem to love and hate. Remember that the famous painter that everybody in the world calls Van Gogh or something like that, but it is Van Gogh. You spit it out, Van Gogh, and that's how you pronounce Groningen as well. So the last city before I enter Germany on my way to Denmark. So Germany's going to be a little trip because it'll be a hop, skip and a jump into Denmark. But first, let's go to see what Groningen has to offer. Like I said, it's the largest northern town of the Netherlands. It's about 1,000 years old, so I'm sure there's something to see there. And let's go and explore. I feel like I want to eat some pancakes because I'm in Holland and I think we need to eat pancakes. So let's aim for that for a lunchtime snack, and I'll catch up with you once I'm there. Last week I parked at an IKEA and somebody asked me if I am going to do that on a regular basis. And believe it or not, in Groningen there is an IKEA, but I'm not sponsored by IKEA yet. So I found a little parking spot just next door to it, basically. It is the weekend, so it is a bit quieter, as you can see. And I think I can spend 1 or 2 nights here without even people noticing me. Although I do have a different number plate than most of the cars here, but that's okay. So I have a Saturday and a Sunday to explore Groningen, so let's go and do that now. pancake. And this is the kind of pancake that I was brought up on. A thick lay pancake, sometimes with stuffing, but sometimes just with sugar, powdered sugar or syrup. Only later in life I was introduced to the French equivalent, the crepe, as we call it, the very thin sliced one, which is, I would say a good second in my top three. And then only later in life, I mean, honestly, in my 20s, 30s, I was introduced to the American pancake. They're really thick, fluffy one, and a stack of them, but really, really tiny, with toppings like bacon and with the usual maple syrup, which I really, really love as well. So it is difficult, but this is the one that I was brought up on. And being here, eating a pancake like that, has brought back childhood memories. So 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, love it. Okay, well, that wraps up a lovely day in Groningen, and also wraps up a longer than expected week in Holland, because let's be honest, the Netherlands are a very, very small country, bigger than Belgium, bigger than Luxembourg, but still a small country, and I managed to stay here more than a week, which wasn't really the plan, but hey, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every minute of it. It's a flat country, I have to admit, but the people are really, really nice. I've never met so many friendly people. In the van community, recently I've heard that a lot of people are complaining that people don't even say hello anymore. Well, I have had hellos left, right, and center, really. It was so refreshing that people are still so very friendly. Bordering on the annoying, really. And sometimes when I was in a shop, I thought, like, just give me the bill. Do you have to make a whole song and dance of it? But honestly, lovely. So I am now leaving Holland, or the Netherlands, and driving into Germany. Let's see. Because the Germans, I don't know what the reputation is with the Germans. I don't think they're like that friendly. But let's see if I could get a hello out of them every morning, every day as well. It's been nice. So there you go. I hoped the video gives an impression of my, let's call it not a tale of two cities, but a city of two tales, because, or a country of two tales. I love the isolation of the vastness of the emptiness, but then I also like the comfort of the city life. So I hope that comes across in the video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week for my adventures in jolly old Germany. Take care for now. Check out now.